Hi guys, my name is Stephanie. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. Please consider subscribing to join this family. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you how to make this maxi gown with deep neckline and also long puff sleeve. So keep watching. So this is the material and the items I'll be making use of in this project. I'm actually making use of 4 yards of this polka dot material. So I'll go ahead and fold it just the same way you see me doing, and then I'll fold it into 2 by 90 degrees. I've actually gone ahead to do that. I folded it into 2 and then I'll still fold it again, making it to be 4 folds. So I'll go ahead and insert her shoulder measurements. Now her shoulder is 17, divided by 2 is 8.5. So I've added half an inch to it, making it to be 9. So I'm connecting this straight line, which is going to serve as my starting point, and then from there I'm going down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. So I'm taking the measurement for the front neckline first. For the front neck depth, I'm marking 2.5 inches. I'm making use of 2.5 inches, so I'll mark it over there. And then the neck width, I'm making use of 3.5 inches. So from that point where I mark 2.5 inches down, I'm going in by half an inch. I'll mark it there, and then I'll be carving from there to the neck width. And I'll still place my tape on the shoulder line and then move down on how deep I want the opening to actually be. So I'm marking it at 8 inches, and then I'll be making a curve which is actually going downward, so it's becoming slimmer as I'm going down. So you see how it actually looks like. And then I'll be inserting her armhole, and I'm making use of 8 inches for her armhole. So I'll connect a straight line from there. I'll actually draw a straight line with my ruler to connect the points together. So the next thing I will do is to divide her armhole by 2. It's 4 inches, so I'll mark it there, which is going to be the midpoint, and then I'll go in by half an inch. And then from there I'll actually go ahead and make a curve connecting the points together to create her armhole. So for the back neck depth, I'm actually moving down by 1.5 inches. The neck depth is going to be 1.5 inches, and then the width is going to be the same with the front piece. So I'm just carving it and connecting the point together. So to be able to take the full length of this gown, I'm just holding all the pieces together with my pin and pinning everything down so that it will not scatter when I'm like moving it to take the full length. Okay, so the next thing is that I'll drag it upward so that you guys will see what I'm doing at the downside, and then I'll take it all the way down to the full length of the gown. So the full length of the person I'm sewing for is 59 inches, and because of sewing allowance for the upper side and then folding allowance at the downside, I'm adding extra 1.5 inches, making it to be 60.5. So I'll just go ahead and connect all the points together and then cut it with my scissors. So guys, I'm actually done doing that, so I'll just drag it down and then I'll slant the shoulder line just the same way you see, and then I'll be cutting the whole thing out now, starting from the back neckline, and then I'll cut the armhole and then the side as well. So guys, for the front neckline, I've actually decided to draft it on a pattern paper before transferring it to the fabric, since I'm actually cutting this neckline for the first time. So I'm just drawing this straight line here, which is actually going to serve as my starting point, and then I'm going to draft our upper measurement with just the front piece. So I'm moving down by 2.5 inches for the neck depth and then 3.5 inches for the neck width. So I'll insert her shoulder measurement as well. So I'm actually done inserting all the measurements, so I'll be working on how deep I want the front neckline to be. So I'll actually make use of 9 inches now. I made use of 8 inches on the fabric, but making use of 9 inches on the pattern. So I'm moving in by half an inch from the 2.5 inches that I marked downward. So I'll be covering it starting from 2.5 inches that I marked downward. From that half an inch that I mark, I'll actually carve it just the same way you see me demonstrating, and then I'll go down to the 9 inches that I marked. So guys, I've actually decided to carve it with a pencil first to see how it's looking, and then I will be using my marker to make it bold so that you guys will see what I've actually done here. So the upper side is actually slimmer and the downside as well, but the mid one is wider a bit. So I will just go ahead and cut out everything now, following the measurement that is on the pattern. So guys, I'm actually done cutting, and this is actually how it's looking. as you can see how the shape is. So I'll go ahead and place it on my fabric and then cut for the upper side. So I'm done cutting it on the fabric, as you can see. So I'll just open it up so that you guys will see how it's looking on the fabric. So guys, the back side of the gown was not long enough, so I've actually gone ahead to join it to complete the full measurement, and I've also gone ahead to sew the shoulder line as well. And I've also gone ahead to iron a stay on the outer side of the fabric. You can make use of gum stay, but I made use of peplum stay. And I've also gone ahead to cut a piece of fabric that I'll be turning the neckline with. I actually folded it this way, just the same way you see me doing in this video, and then I folded the fabric and I placed the neckline on it, and then I cut it following the shape of the neckline and also shaped the other side as well. And I've also ironed the peplum stay on the piece that I'm turning the neckline with too. So I'll just go ahead and fold it in by 1/2 inch and also hold it with hemming gum. So I'm done doing that. I actually hem it with hemming gum to hold it, and then I iron it around. And I've also gone ahead to place the right side of the piece facing the wrong side, and I sew it around the neckline. So I'll go ahead and turn it. I'll neatly turn it out to face the right side, and I'll go ahead and iron everything to be flat. So I'm done ironing, I'm done doing that, and I also went ahead to pin down everything. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew it at the tip round. So guys, I'm done doing that. I'm done sewing round, as you can see. And then the next thing I'm actually going to do is I'll be sewing the side. I'll measure her armhole and then I'll sew it all the way down, and then I'll do the same thing to the other side. And I'll fold the 1 inch that I left for folding allowance for the downside as well. So I'll go ahead and insert her measurement. Her length is 23.5 with extra inches. So I've drafted the basic sleeve, and then the whole fabric is about 15 inches. That's on fold, which is like 30 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect the point with the downside. I'll connect the downside, which is actually going to have an elastic, to the round of the sleeve, and then I'll go ahead and cut out everything now. So I'll go ahead and open up everything now. So this is actually how it's looking. So I'll be folding in to be able to create a casing for the elastic band to be able to pass through. I'll do the same thing to the 2 pieces as well. And I've gone ahead to cut the elastic I'll be using. Is actually 8 inches. So I've actually gone ahead to fix it, as you can see. And I also sewed the sleeve as well to be able to fix on the gown. And I've also gone ahead to fold the downside as well, as you can see. And the next thing I'm actually going to do is to be sewing the sleeve on the gown. So I'll place the right sides facing each other, and then I'll sew round. Do the same thing to the other one as well. So guys, I'm actually done doing that. As you can see, I'm done fixing the sleeves on the gown. So the gown is actually ready, as you can see. So this is actually how the gown looks on her. It's actually nice and beautiful. So thank you so much for watching. If you are still here, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.